Daily Broadside, day 697. You want something to put in your pipe that'll really piss you off? Like you just wake up one morning and you're just like, God, I just want to be mad today. You want to be mad? I got something to make you mad. Go on to Netflix and find Mindhunter and then watch it without researching anything. Just watch it. And you will find 19 of the best episodes that a TV drama series has ever been based on. They are just absolutely phenomenal. Based on a book by Johnny Douglas that I read in college about criminal profiling, the FBI and all, the first bunch of idiots, as they're known. But it is an absolutely amazing, amazing show. It's right up there with True Detective Season 1. It's up there with Boardwalk Empire. It's up there with Fargo. It's one of the greatest drama series you'll ever see in your life. Absolutely phenomenal, right? Have I said enough about it? But here's where it'll piss you off. They end it. Damn COVID took it away. There's supposed to be a third season. There never was. And this is created by the great, I think Charlize Theron is involved in the production of it. But David Fincher, Seven, Fight Club, Curious Case, Benjamin Button, all a bunch of great movies, right? He's involved and runs a bunch of the major episodes and all. But he's involved in the production of it and all. And it just can't go wrong. But then you find out that there's no more. And this thing has the characters that they put for the serial killers, Ed Kemper, I think Manson. It's been a while since I've seen it. What's that dude that was with Ed Coral? That was a rough one right there. Seducing young boys to come in and kill 28 people in his lake house or whatever. But everybody in there is just great. Absolutely great. The Ed Kemper guys, you think you're watching Ed Kemper, but anyway, it's probably not hard to find a 6'8" actor that looks a certain way, right? At any rate, it will piss you off because it's so good, and you'll be left at what? They didn't renew it? They didn't do any more? Because it didn't get enough viewership, and it cost a lot to make. Well, guess what? You're getting ready to put on a Mike Tyson fight later in the year, and that's supposed to make you a couple $1 billion probably. Why don't you put that into funding the rest of Mindhunter, damn it? You know what I find interesting is that most, I'm talking 95, 98% of people don't have any idea what the word ambidextrous means. Ambidextrous means that you can do the same thing, the same task with your left or your right hand equally well. That's all it means. And I am ambidextrous in some ways, but I am more importantly, I am cross-dominant, which is a very rare thing that you find in humans. And I'll give you an example of what that means. I shoot pool with my left hand. I play golf right-handed. When I played travel soccer, I was a left-footed forward. I don't know what they call it. I think they call them strikers or some crap like that. I was a forward back then. So I'm left-footed there. But when all of my martial arts training, I fight Northpaw, Orthodox, whatever you want to call it. So I feel better kicking with my right leg. Even though if I was to kick a ball, I'm going to punt it or kick it with my left foot, and it feels so much better. I can kick with my right foot, but it's just so much better with my left. Let's say I can eat with either hand. I can write with either hand. I play guitar left-handed. But when I was a kid, I played violin, and I played that right-handed. I'll never understand that part. And I was decent. We're playing hot cross buns. It's nothing difficult. I'm not some, prodigy or anything. But, I was one of the better ones. But I could play and fret things with my left hand, which I can't really do that to this day. If I picked up a right-handed guitar, it just doesn't make any sense to me. I play drums right-handed. So I'm all over the place. I shoot a shotgun and a rifle left-handed, but I shoot a pistol right-handed, if I said that right. Long gun left, pistol right. So I'm all over the place, right? Which is very cool. If I'm building something, working on a car, fixing something, I can use wrenches and drills and drivers and all with my left or right hand equally well, which comes in handy quite a bit. But every time I get into this discussion, I've had this discussion with people dozens of times in my life. It's always, oh, you're ambidextrous. And I'm like, no, bitch. If I do something predominantly with my left hand that I can't do with my right hand, vice versa, that means I'm cross-dominant, which sounds a lot cooler than ambidextrous, gotta tell you. If somebody came to you, if you're on a first date with somebody and they're like, so tell me about yourself, you're like, I'm cross-dominant, they would be like, oh, that's pretty cool. I don't know what that means, but that sounds pretty damn badass right there. You're cross-dominant. So I'm cross-dominant and ambidextrous. So you got to understand the words you're using, people. I got to tell you how shallow I am, right? let me give you 2 examples of how shallow I can be. I've grown a lot. I'm not as shallow as I used to be. I mean, I broke up with a girl in high school one time because her nipples were ugly. Still to this day, I wake up in cold sweat some nights going, it was a rough experience. Only ugly set I've ever seen, but it was, I mean, they were doing their own thing, and they were misshapen, and they didn't match. And I mean, and they're never going to match equally. That's not the point. But when these things, I mean, these look like they belonged on 2 different girls. It was weird. They're different hues. There's just nothing about it. And I was like, I got to go. I think I've got a blood clot. I need to go to the hospital, you know. And I didn't marry a girl one time because she didn't like Philip Bailey and Phil Collins' Easy Lover song. Didn't like it. And I was like, this marriage could never stand. I couldn't sleep soundly next to a woman who doesn't like Philip Bailey. And I don't know what to make of that. I think I'm just too picky. I'll probably die alone, but that's okay. I'll be happy because I make myself laugh. I probably don't make half of y'all laugh. You probably cut this stuff off. You're probably not even listening to this part because it's the end of the video, but that's okay. That's okay. Anyway.